Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube, Spirit to Spirit Teach People Live in Self, on TikTok 1974 Enlightened Soul, and I'm also live on my Facebook. If you're new to my channel, I always recommend, suggest, and really encourage people to read the description of my YouTube channel to get a better understanding of what it is that I bring forward on my platform. Some of you are not new to my channel, and you know that I bring anything and everything. Sometimes, I even bring it forward because of what I'm observing on TikTok and things that I had already looked into. Now, earlier, I was saying about what I was talking about. I forget, like, and this one's Let's Talk Truth. The one I was talking about earlier, okay? But just about a half hour ago, I was scrolling through TikTok and I come across this woman. And she was doing a piece with regards to JFK Jr. and autism, people with autism. Okay, and I was sitting listening to her, and I like what she was saying. I was resonating with her because I've done videos before with regards to different things. And autism is autosensitive. Okay? Now, she touches base on what people say schmozzies, but it's Nazis, and I will say it. I'm not afraid to. She'll say it like with regards to back with the Nazis, with people with autism or anxiety, like people with mental health issues. She spoke about lobotomizing and how JFK or RFK Jr.'s family had his sister lobotomized. Okay, and she was saying about I think it was the COVID part. I have the video right here. I can't pronounce her name. Millennial, Mia, Millennnial, and then her first name, Mia. Okay, let's see. I did a video with regards to the Sexual Sterilization Act because that's what she's talking about with regards to the Nazis. Okay, and with regards to lobotomizing, well, my mother was electrocuted, the form of lobotomy type thing that they have now. It's called electroshock therapy. So yes, it does cause a lot on the psyche. But see, she was referring it to JFK or RFK Jr.'s family having it done to their sister. But see, we didn't give permission for them to do electroshock therapy to my mother. And see, with regards to what she's saying about imperfect people, then I guess that would throw RFK Jr. under the bus too, because was he not an alcoholic? Did he not have his own mental health issues? So she's saying about what they're going to do, okay? It says, okay, they can't be in society, that's supposedly what he said. They can't have a relationship, can't work, can't do this, can't do that. Well, there's a lot of autistic people out there doing it and they're functioning just fine. One person commented that, people that are undiagnosed autism, do they get out of paying taxes too? You're fucking ignorant, whoever said that. Seriously, you're fucking ignorant. Now, see, people are saying these sperm camps, okay? I went in and I watched a video with regards to what RFK Jr. is talking about with regards to firms. There's a video about it. It's people with mental health issues and what have you going and learning different techniques, how to be able to integrate back into functional society. Not because, like, you can't lobotomize someone and think that they're going to function, and you don't lobotomize anybody. I don't care who the fuck they think they are. You know, there's a much easier way to help people. I'm going to show you this video. Junior in this administration are coming for people with autism. Their plan by this whole speech the other day is setting the groundwork to justify removing these children from schools, removing them from the workplace, removing them from our society in general. Now, he's calling it a disease. It is a spectrum disorder, and people are all along that spectrum. But he's basically lumping everyone into a very high needs class where he's saying, you can't use the bathroom by yourself, you'll never have a job, you'll never pay taxes, you'll never have kids, so why are you even here? Guess what? That's the same logic that Schwarzenegger used against people with disabilities. Want to know what they did to them? Do you really want to know? And they didn't exist. And if you were a low support needs individual, let's say you had a mental illness like anxiety or depression, you know what they did to you if you couldn't reproduce if you were a woman? They would sterilize you because they didn't want you infecting the gene pool. This is what the administration has planned. I can almost guarantee that. And this rhetoric that we're hearing from RFK Jr., whose own family lobotomized their sister, really? You wouldn't put it past them? Interesting. Make no mistake. Okay. All right, now there was something else I had. Oh yes, see, there was a part where people were fighting over whether or not vaccines caused autism. So we're going to touch base on that because, you know, another thing RFK is saying about funding for with regards to the vaccine for COVID or vaccines. See, a lot of people that go by mainstream stuff, okay? So they listen to what's in their face, what's pushed in their face. So they don't hear what's in the back trying to bring truth forward. Okay. Some of you aren't going to agree with me, and that's fine. Some of you are like, you're not even going to like me for what I say. See, there are vaccines that are used to help people, certain vaccines, but they've become out of control. If there's a vaccine that can cure cancer, would you tell people not to get it? Now, the vaccine for COVID and the flu and stuff like that, I haven't been getting flu shot. I haven't gotten it in quite a few years, and I'm rarely ever sick. When I was getting the vaccines, I was sick quite a bit. At least get sick once or twice a year. Your immune system is a natural immune system. There's a lot of old diseases that are coming back, and it was supposed to have they had already had the cure for it. So if you already had the cure for it, why the fuck is it back now? But people say that, oh, that don't affect, like, vaccines don't affect people with regards to mental health issues, being born with autism, or just a bunch of different disorders. They say vaccines don't cause that. Are you sure about that? Because you think of it this way, that baby is inside the mother. All things from the mother is going back to that baby. So if it's affecting the mother's body, then it's going to affect the baby's body, except it's going to affect the baby's body a hell of a lot more. Tu crezi în Mișorescu, Ana? Tu crezi? Like I said, some may agree with me on this, and some, maybe you want to rip the face right off me or something, but I don't care. It means that you're so deep in the dogma that you don't want to listen to anything else because nothing else can be right except for what you view in your mainstream, what gets pushed on your face. Oh, here, this is the facts. There's no gift. You can't. They don't need to know. Those are the words. See, how do people really know that? Like, I listen to a lot of stuff of RF or yeah, RFK Jr. Okay, because I look at this stuff. He had a past. Look at your president. You better get in the lineup for the shot too. Seriously. Maybe the way he's acting, maybe he should be the first one to go. Let him line up first. All them, let them line up first. Because obviously they have a mental health issue because they're the ones on the fucking power trip. They're the ones that are the bane on the existence because they're the money hogs. They're the power trippers. They're the manipulators. They're the ones that want to control the people. So I guess that if it's going to happen that way, then I guess they would have to line up too. Because see, they're more apt to be psychotic or psychosis, as you people call it in your medical terms. See, to the people that don't believe that, the vaccines could be affecting your unborn children, yourself, your children, your brothers and sisters, your mothers, your fathers, your grandparents, but you're pushing it on them. And as I said, some may agree with me, some may not. You don't have to come in and fucking argue. Because I'm saying a vaccine is your choice. But see, you are affecting your child, even if you say, well, the mainstream don't say it. Well, did you go down the fucking rabbit hole? You know, be an Alice. Be an Alice and, you know, take that little dive in to find out how much you're being lied to. You know, a doctor will say, well, you can't say that. Well, neither can you. Because you're only going by what you're fucking told too. Only spirit is telling you this. Spirit guides me. So now, okay, you're gonna want to ask first. Okay, let's see. Let's try this. Oh shit. I have it right here, but I'm gonna let you hear it yourself. What is the cause of autism?
According to Canada.ca, while both genetics and environment likely play a role, its exact cause remains unknown. There is a lot of research being done worldwide to understand how genes and exposure to things in the environment can increase the risk that a child will have ASD.
Do you hear that? Seriously. Well, both genetics and environment likely play a role. Its exact cause remains unknown. Okay, there is a lot of research being done worldwide to understand how genetic genes and exposure to things in the environment can increase the risk that a child will have ASD. Genes, also genetics. I got another one here, and that is on the Canada website, www.canada.ca, under cause of autism spectrum disorder, ASD, Canada.ca. Okay, and then I have another one on here. And it says autism spectrum disorder, ASD, is a development disability caused by differences in the brain. Some people with ASD have a known difference, such as a genetic condition. Other causes are not known yet. Scientists believe there are multiple causes of ASD that that act together to change the most common ways people develop. The other thing, remember, it said about your genes and the environment. Okay, and genetics. Okay, see the reason why I got that one. Although many studies have reported a link between a mother's health condition during pregnancy and a child's risk of autism. A new study shows that nearly all of these associations can otherwise be explained by factors such as genetics, exposure to pollution, and access to healthcare. Yine po to payasina, super po siya laki mucho to payasita. So to that woman, your vaccines do have a plan in it because you think of, okay, you take a woman that's, sometimes women are waiting for like 35. You take a woman 35 and all the vaccines she's had and what have you, whether what for this disorder, that disorder, and what have you. Right? You think of all the vaccines that that mother had. Okay, so that's all in her bloodstream, right? But no, it's not. It doesn't. It sticks around. Maybe not all of it, but you think of all the stuff that they keep poking into you. This is what he's saying. He's actually, in many ways, in that sense, with regards to the COVID vaccines and stuff like that, he's actually doing you and your family a favor and your children. Seriously. If you get them, well, that's your choice. But you shouldn't expect and think that everybody else should get it because you're fucking scared shitless that you might get a cough or a cold. I even wrote on the thing. This person wrote, HHS RFK Jr. has canceled $11 billion in COVID funding. Well, can you guys think of it this way? How did a fucking Microsoft programmer, Microsoft man, Bill Gates, go from doing computers to doing viruses, vaccines? Seriously. Where did he get the know-how to construct vaccines? Go watch the series Utopia on, I believe it's on Prime. You might learn something. That's called Alice going down the rabbit hole. Because once you see it in that series, they come after you. The pandemic is over. HHS will no longer waste billions of taxpayer dollars responding to a non-existent pandemic that Americans moved on from years ago. Okay? Now, with regards to the pandemic, go look up ricin. RICIN. Look up the symptoms and look up what they tell you to do if you suspect that you've been exposed to rickets poisoning. Ricin poisoning, sorry. I refer to it as rickets because that's what it's called. Seriously. You might find something quite fucking interesting because coincidence? The symptoms of rickets poisoning, ricin poisoning, is the exact same as COVID symptoms. They say it's airborne. Well, they can use ricin as being airborne. They use it as a weapon. Seriously, go look into it. It's on the CDC. Even say your own government uses it as a bioweapon. You're saying about what is in the sky, all those fucking clouds, do not realize what it is yet. You can't smell it or nothing. Seriously. You think it's chemicals? What's a chemical, right? But not a lot of people know how to make it. You have to know how to do it, and it's intentional. It can also be put into your vaccines. So you think of it as airborne, then they put it in your vaccines. Anybody who never had COVID before the vaccines, I know people who didn't have COVID before they got the vaccine. And once they get the vaccine, they had COVID. You know, people get up here and they say about censoring and stuff like that. I was watching a video and a woman was like her talking about Nazis and saying Nazis. Seriously, it's called the brutal truth. People won't say the word COVID, or if they refer to the vaccines, they go, "Oh, poking in the minor, they don't get it." Just say the fucking word. So what? Maybe it doesn't seem like I have a lot of views. Well, I really don't give a fuck because I know that I do, even if I don't see that I'm getting, because I know they'll try to block stuff, and that's just fine. It just goes to show that I'm right, because that's what they'll do if you're telling the truth. So seriously, go look up ricin or frickin', however you want to refer to it, because it's spelled RICIN. Look at a groundhog in the backyard. So seriously, don't say that people are freaking that they're censoring you. Okay, you know I know Facebook is censoring the news. Okay, they're censoring the news. Now, when I looked up, because I seen it on Facebook the other day, someone I knew wrote it on Facebook about Bill C-18. But it was really fucking strange because Bill C-18 supposedly came about in 2021, and it was regarding the censoring of the news. But back in 2002, it was already a Bill C-18. I still have it here. Okay. Oh, Bill C-18, the Citizenship of Canada Act. Seriously. Right here. Bill C-18, ARI Act, respecting Canadian citizenship, received second reading in the House of Commons on the 8th day of November of 2002. The bill is intended to and this bill is similar to C-63. Seriously. It's on research publications. Seriously. Now, the rights to citizenship, birth on Canadian soil, citizenship by naturalization, residency, knowledge of an official language and of Canada, child adoption abroad. Seriously. Bill C-18, the Citizenship of Canada Act. But now, openparliament.ca says Bill C-18, Online News Act. Okay, it says regulations, digital news, intermediaries to enhance fairness in Canadian digital news. Bill C-18, the Online News Act. How can it be the Online News Act when it's already the Citizenship of Canada Act? Seriously, I'm not fucking shitting you. So wake up. It's bullshit. They're doing it, but you've allowed them to do it because you haven't spoke up about the elephant in the room because they tried to pass it by. So how can you have two Bill C-18? You gonna say it's in another book? There's only like you have a Bill C-143 or something like that, stuff like that. Why would it be a bill, two Bill C's, two Bill C-18? The spirit got me to do that, and I was looking for this C-18, the censorship of your news or what have you, and I come across the Citizenship Canadian Act as Bill C-18. It's all going in the same direction. This is where spirit is guiding me to bring this topic. You're giving yourself a fucking lobotomy. They don't have to do it for you. You're already doing it quite well yourself. You're walking around with well, they just did this to us. Why? Because maybe they didn't want stuff like this getting out. Here. I'm going to post it to those of you who are on my Facebook. I'm going to post it to my Facebook. that are putting this stuff up. Apparently, you know what you're talking about, right? Or are you just doing what everybody else is doing and just going by what everybody else is saying? That's the really sad part. And some of those people who are, I don't want to know about that stuff, then keep your mouth shut about the stuff that you are talking about because it's affiliated to it. Don't want to do the work to look into something that you're talking about. I think a lot of it is that everybody wants to fit in so much. So they go with the narrative that's, the most conflict, right? Can't find out the truth because it's easier to go back and forth fighting with them. I just show you the truth and go see it for yourself. But will you choose to? Yeah. So, people might be pissed off at me, but do I agree with uh, RF Kennedy, RFJ Kennedy Jr. pulling back money with regards to the COVID vaccine things? Yes, I do. You may not like me for that, and I really don't care because I didn't come here to be like. I came here to tell you it's time to use your own natural immune system instead of relying on something that you're fucking in your arm. It's almost like another addiction. Addiction of the mind because you slowly believe that you need it, and you forget that you can reduce it all when you're out. Get to put a KSO in. It's your choice if you get it, but it's not your choice if somebody else doesn't. They don't want to get it. They don't have to get it just because you're the one that's paranoid. And someone came the other night when I got talking about the vaccines. She's like, "You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know how it works. I administer vaccines. Well, good for you. Maybe you administered it, but do you know everything about it? Probably fucking not. Because you're just the one administering it. You're the one poking it in people's eyes. Like I said, I don't care who likes it. You only don't like me. Maybe you just don't like me because you know I'm cold and I've got some truth to it. See, like I said, people are hating on the opposite side and everything like that. So you're too busy hating on the opposite side. So you're actually not fucking listening to shit. Seriously. Hmm. My video earlier when I was live, it was about standing up for yourself. Well, this is what I'm doing. I'm standing up and standing out. What am I drinking? I'm drinking hibiscus tea. And it's damn good. It's sweet at the same time. Plus, it too is very good for your immune system. The natural stuff is what's good for your immune system. People say they're allergic to goldenrod. You're not allergic to the goldenrod. You're actually allergic to the milkweed around it. I looked into that too. Yeah, you can buy it at the bulk farm. It's better loose. And I know you're being maybe sarcastic, but it's better being loose from the bulk farm than doing it from the tea bag because of what's wrapped around the tea bag itself. You shouldn't be having that either. I appreciate that, but what I'm here to tell everybody is that everybody is wise. They just have to get out of their own way and stop looking at mainstream stuff and see for yourself. See, it's that part of why do you think you get so frustrated with these narratives? Because you know that they're deep down. You know that they're not true. You know that it's a form of manipulation, but your mind just keeps you fucking plugged and just seeing things one way. I will be honest, did I get the COVID vaccine? I got one. And that was because I had the person I lived with pushing on me and pushing on me and pushing on me and telling me it was my patriotic duty to get one. And if I didn't get it, I couldn't live in their place, which, I was telling them to go fuck themselves anyways. But then I had somebody else. But the thing was because of the way the person was coughing. It was my ex-husband, because of the way he was coughing. And he already had a low immune system. That's why I got it. That's how I got tricked into getting it because it's to protect me. But see, the thing is, before he got that, he wasn't sick. But after he got it, he was. And his family members, he's constantly telling me that he can't go up because one of them's got COVID or something. But none of them had COVID before they got their vaccine. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it for people because that's the problem. You want to break the system? That's the only way you're going to do it. Because deep down within yourself, you know the truth. There are so many conditions: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Oh, and people didn't like that word. Oh, well, spiritual. It's all connected to your well being. And what affects the mother affects the child, even the father. You can, you can help every disease and every disorder without taking medication. You can use sound frequencies. you can actually use crystals, even though a certain affiliations with the church will say, that's a demonic. No, it's not. Then you better stay off the fucking rocks, like I told that dude the other week. Because crystals are more of different colored rocks. Everything comes from somewhere else. It all came together, including yourself, different particles of yourself. So you carry all your ancestors' genes, as you people like to call it, but it's actually memories in the mind and the body. So yes, there are things that I agree with what RFJ Kennedy says. Junior says sometimes. There are things that I agree with what Donald Trump says, or Mark Carney, or freaking Pierre Poilievre, or there's certain things that I see and I agree with. There are a lot that I don't, and it's because the way they're going about it. Like I said, if they want to come after the people, they better get in the lineup first. One says evil, they associate evil as being nasty, bad, and everything like that. That's the devil, because that's the de-evolution, going backwards. Evil represents to evolve, move forward. Por isso tem muita tem estrutura, eh? That's why they demonize women. Women are evil. Yeah, and men are the devil because they want to de-evolve, while women want to evolve. The feminine want to evolve, while the masculine wants to keep everything in de-evolution so that the feminine cannot rise. Well, I'm here to tell you, fuck you, because the feminine has already risen, and now it's coming after you. And you can rise with it, or you can line up and be first to the meteor shot. And I don't mean like a gun, I mean a shot, as you're going to say, for the jab. Here, let me fucking put you in the rib. Ginito po rin kita, tis, tatatay. This is the spirit to spirit. So if people take offense to my channel, well, I guess it's not for you because you don't understand spirit. Because see, I know when they change, when the minions are, the ego likes to step in. Told her father. See, it's really irritating when I see stuff like that because it shows me that those people did not look into nothing. Because do you think the right people aren't going to be watching to see what happens? See, people are saying about them putting in these things and stuff. Do you not realize that they already have others in fucking pig pens? Seriously. People say it's your dreams. No, it's fucking visions. It's what you're seeing. What you've experienced or are experiencing in your astral body. You're traveling. Why do you think sometimes you don't remember something? Because you're forever changing. Your spirit is forever changing. Some people even get like their spirit gets kicked right out, and from an astral body, I have another one. It tries to get in. Go watch the series. Go watch the movie Ghost. See, that's not true. Oh, right. A lot of people aren't open to that yet, but they watch the movies. So, here we go. We're off on a ride, man. This is worth like a roller coaster. Like everything's shifting all over again. Movies, you know, more about yeah. Seriously, you know, a lot of the ones that are pushing these vaccines are the ones that are they're the ones that are making money off them. They say we're not making any money. Fucking well are, and people are adapting. They don't believe that. You go on there and you insult everyone. Well, if you think I'm insulting everyone, well, then I guess you must be the one offended. Because I say directly that it isn't spirit to spirit. And when I say, and those spirits know exactly who I'm talking to, and you take it personally, maybe some things may be about you. But see, the thing is, I know that everything is a spirit to spirit. And the spirit that lashes out at me with regards to it is the one that got offended because it knows the fucking truth. And they can deny it all they want. See, chosen is when you become the example. Okay? People observe. You're forced to tell what you've gone through, what you've done. It's like that confession type thing because you're pouring it out, you're letting it out, you're letting it go. And you know, some people won't believe that, and it's entirely up to yourself. But my question is, have you experienced it? Because I showed the fuck over and over and over again. It's like when they said, I believe was it Jacob that was taken out in the woods? Didn't he go like, did he have to go like his 30 days, 40 nights or something like that before he went to his brother? Because they had to stay for one week. And so the strange thing is isn't it always about brothers? Seriously, what is it? Uranus and Cronus? Apparently. And they're fighting over Gaia. Planet Earth. Turistica vorremmo turistica in realtà, insomma. That's part of the truth too. And people will say, "Well, what are you talking about?" Because it needs to be talked about. Because everything you talk about in your biblical text, or anything you talk about with regards to stuff like that, it all comes back to that part. Is the father trying to protect Gaia? And Cronus wants to tear her apart? It's like you say about God and Lucifer, or Michael going after Lucifer. Maybe Michael was going after a girl. Trying to turn the girl into a boy. People didn't like me saying that. Did you ever look and see who your fallen angels are supposed to be? Because I believe Raphael and them were in there too. See, I've often wondered if it was more so the stories would always give a brother and a brother. It would look really bad if you said it was actually a brother and a sister, right? The masculine and the feminine, the twins. They did not talk about that. They might not like that because it's astrology. They might censor me. Certain people say, "Don't say Lucifer." I'm like, are you afraid of that word? Is it like saying Jesus? Or is it like saying Yeshua? I got that. People could also de Israel y you know, people say that Jesus was the Father, some say that Jesus was God, and you know, was Jesus the poser father, the jealous father, and Yeshua actually God? Because you can see on rare occasions you can continue like like okay, how do I do it? Okay, you can be pregnant one day. They get pregnant one day. A couple days later, get pregnant by another person. And you have two different days. Son of man, son of man, son of God. I don't know why you're saying that. That's that part of. Sometimes things have to be said so that people can get a better understanding of what possibly happened. And was Yeshua a girl, but made to look like a boy because it was unaccepted, because in Tibetan they said that Tara had to come back, uh, uh, Tara badass vow, but she had to come back as a man. But did Tara come back as a man? Or did that spirit of Tara come back as a badass again, only with vengeance, for justice, not to hurt? Basically, but the way Anna is exclusive. Think like shit, man. Do you think I don't know how I look? I'm looking right at myself in two fucking cameras. Mikutukurito mo si Porasha lagi marayin mo kung yan. Do you know how much of a fight is taking place right now in this spiritual aspect of things? What if I am young? This guy. Seriously. And people, people won't believe in that, but like I said, you go watch your fucking shows, right? Go watch your movies. It's just fiction. Is it really? Why do you think they call it fucking fiction? Because they don't want you realizing the truth. Revelations, realizing the truth. Epiphany. Chissimo tayo inusuko, eh? So, my sister and people like her laugh at me because of the way I look on here. It fucking hurts. But I know what I look like. And it's not humiliating me. Maybe you're embarrassed because you're my family member, but oh well. I'm not going to stop being who I am just because you're embarrassed. If somebody shouldn't be embarrassed about. You should be like, oh, shit, man, that's my sister. Because it means that you have somebody unique that's not afraid to be themselves because you may think it's humiliating. I had them say it. I don't want to be like you. I want to do what you do. I'm proud of what I do. Because even though I may look humiliated, or people, or some people would think I should feel humiliated, I don't feel humiliated because I know that I'm helping people. I'm helping people to see themselves. their own self-worth and how to grow and let go. So if I look ridiculous, good, I'm glad I did. Because I already know how I look and I can laugh at myself. It might be painful, but I can laugh at myself. But do I laugh when somebody else calls me a fucking idiot or anything like that? Fuck no. Do I get pissed off? Yes, I do. Because it's that ignorance. You keep yourself from being able to understand something outside of your normal. You can't even fucking understand your own inside. So how do you expect to understand the outside world? Que te podemos, né? It's that part. I don't care if people how people think I look. It's when you call people names because it's something you don't understand, or you label them because you don't understand something because you're too quick to put a label on. Better put that label on. Oh, don't forget that. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. Keep doing it, man. Get out the lobotomy now. That's what the woman on TikTok was saying about. It's not about giving somebody a lobotomy. It's helping them and waking up. Look at the more huh? See that? That fucking hurts the head, man. It's like, ew. It's that part of it's not a matter of whether you would want to. It's a matter of you couldn't fucking handle it, even if you wanted to. Because you want to laugh at me for it. Maybe, you know, you do that work. It's like, do people realize things like I was at somebody's place? I was like, this person called somebody up and told them I got some bad news. Do you know what their bad news was? They have cataracts. Seriously. You have bad news that you have cataracts. How many people out there have fucking cataracts? Say it comes with old age. Or you get healthy, heal yourself, and then that will all go away and your age will go down. You'll become, your body structure will become younger. But I don't want to believe that because, oh, it's not at the church. You know what? The name of it's not the proper teachings. Well, I don't give a fuck what you think your proper teachings are. You better go to spiritual school. Mm-hmm. See? Oh my God. Who cares? Giovanni. Yeah, the curing. Like, holy shit. Have you ever been raped on spring? Taken in a spirit sitting in a plane where nobody can hear screaming for help. And you can't see the fuckers. And that's not a psychosis. That actually fucking happened. Because my ex-husband and my son came into my home. When I was screaming for help, they got the landlord to let them in. And my pants were down past my waist and my shirt up to the top. And I had actual steaminess. On that same plane, they tried fucking tearing me apart, ripping my rib out, my heart, my throat, twist my head off, gouge my fucking eyes out. I even had it like a bunch of fucking hyenas or wolves were chewing at my fucking vagina. Seriously. It's not fucking mental health, it's spiritual health. And some of what you're going through is you're fighting with your own fucking demons because you don't goddamn well want to look at them. And I did say goddamn. Oh, you use the Lord's name in vain. That ain't the Lord's name. People say, oh, it's God. How do you know it's not goddess? Oh, excuse me. that was confirmation. Well, it was good. Quiero poder hubiésemos aquí se la suya. Keep doing. Yeah, my ex-husband told me that you're masculine. Well, you know, if you had been doing what men like to say they do, then I wouldn't have had to be the one being masculine. But I can go from masculine 1 minute right over to feminine. But when you're like, it's like the masculine comes out to protect me and others. Sometimes the mother comes out to scold, to use heart, because they're working together. They're still having their back and forth because they still don't quite agree with one another. And that's what you get in family, right? Kids will even go behind the parent's back, going to the other parent because they didn't really get the answer that they wanted from one parent. So there was no co-parenting. First, you got to learn how to parent yourself. That's your inner children. Because you have both a male and a female. And they're going through the same thing. They're fighting back and forth. But then they're hollering at the parents for fighting because if it wasn't for the parents fighting, then the children wouldn't be the way they do because they see it. I will refer to Uranus and Gaia. Uranus was happy with just him and Gaia. But when the kids come along, the attention was off of Uranus, so Uranus became an immature little brat and didn't like the other kids, didn't want to play fair and play. See, the thing is, it was like Gaia was birthed out of chaos, so that would be, people would say that would be the father, right? And then Gaia gave birth to Uranus, and then married Uranus and had a son with Uranus. So the father impregnated the mother, the daughter, and then the brother impregnated the mother. But it almost like yeah, she got pregnant by her brother. So when we look at stuff like that, that's part of the truth. That's their truth, and it's been passed down. And Uranus didn't want children, so he started getting abusive to Uranus or to Gaia. Gaia had to be under her. Sounds familiar? Lilith and Adam, but they were born equal, and they came at the same time. See, people say, "What came first, the chicken or the egg?" Neither of them, because you had to have the energy first to produce either one. And I feel like people just sitting with that because to some it doesn't make sense. Well, if you know energy, you're good. Because everything was created out of energy, and energy has always existed. Se eu sou consumo, some would say, well, I'm not interested in what you have to say. I never had that before. Well, you never heard that before because you are limited to certain things that they put in front of your face. They don't want you seeing it. Do you think they're going to really put it out there? And when they put it out there, don't you think they're going to call it fiction? See, the thing is, AI always had its uses, even in ancient times. AI, humans worked with AI appropriately until one, like now, they decide that they want to use it for ill-gotten gain, and trying to turn everybody on the machine. But in the process of turning them on each other, because your thoughts are going to put you where you believe you're going to go. And my thoughts, I'm, I'm taking all sides of it and looking at all sides of it because I'm putting, it's like putting a puzzle together. right until you get that last piece. And then you see the bigger picture. You see the whole picture, opposed to it in individual pieces. Así que no toca luego. I learned my language from spirit. And I don't always know, because that's between the conversation could be like I feel it and I understand it, but it's not in the mind, it's in the heart. I did it with a lot of, I learned how to do it by going inward, going for shit balls of walks in the woods, screaming it out, bawling it out, going in my heart, standing up for myself, allowing myself to see the scary things that I never wanted to see. That's the spiritual aspect of mental health. It's that lack of understanding what it is that you're experiencing. That's why I encourage people to go on and do a video. Like seriously, go on and do a video and then go back and watch. I'm not saying you have to put it on social media or anything like that. I'm saying do it for yourself privately. Go sit in front of a video camera, record it, talk it out, scream it out. Whatever you have to say to that person that you want to say it to, say it there. You want to cry or what have you. You want to give advice to somebody, like pretend that it's somebody that you're giving advice to, and they're experiencing the same things you, and then go back and watch it. Seriously, it's very therapeutic because you are actually your own best psychiatrist and psychologist. Because who knows you best than you know yourself, and you know your feelings, and you know how you want to express them. If you don't want to look like a freaking raging lunatic like me, then you know, hey, go do it privately. I'm not ashamed of it. But seriously, it's that part of telling your story, even if you have to tell it yourself and go listen to it. You're writing your own book. You're writing your own biography. And you're the one getting to it. It's nobody substituting any words. It's all you. See, it's that part of me, like surrendering for them to be able to have a voice, something that was taken from them. A voice, something that's been taken from you. Maybe you're the one that's feeling this way and I'm channeling it all. Right now, there's deer in my backyard. It's a groundhog, and there's a deer. And he's not at the Salt Lake, he's at the Lichen. So, you know, I come off a little assertive, aggressive, sensitive. Don't take offense to it. Maybe I'm just expressing it for you. Like I said, I don't have to be right with you, next to you, to feel you, experience you, understand you. I don't even have to be looking at you because I don't need to know who you are. Only you need to know that. That's why people asked me before about me reading, because I have tarot cards and stuff, but they asked about me reading. And I told them I won't do it on a social platform like this because to me, that's private. Because I don't go to the books, I go to the heart. I connect with the person. So that's why I say if I get assertive, aggressive, or you know, sometimes I may come off tough or ignorant. Maybe I'm doing it for a reason. Because maybe it's that spirit that knows you. Holy crap. Please, yeah. We're moving again. Shit. It's like, no, I don't have threats. If you feel threats, then maybe that's what your body's going through. Ooh, apparently so. It's like sometimes you feel like, whoa, booyah, what? Wait, Chinese solo todo aqui na cabeça. Que isso é uma foi. Well, I could have for that. Yeah, my nai é cuia, sai a nuda. Doing. And people take it offenses. That's just a problem, not mine. It's like I'm not making fun of anybody's languages or anything or trying to speak somebody else's language. Holy shit, man. Like, what a fucking fight's going on right now. Holy crap. What does it today? Like, holy shit, man. Inward and separate. Schizophrenic. That's what I do. It's like go inward and tell them to stop their fucking fighting and just like, you know, questa carriera nuovo si stavano con il tutto che carissimo tutto riesce a non importa. I'm very well aware of what I'm going for and what I'm doing. Yeah, molto cioè, mi chissà lui lui tutto lì e lui e noi hanno portato solo questo io tutto che sta in tutto online tutto Sui amano tu sonraki la kulturburgerini sonraki anokuyama alltså fortsätta är så roligt. Så det. Molto gusti a me tutto pure e se noi yeah, yeah yourself yeah. Holy shit man. It's like a bunch of children for crying out loud. Like, jeez, you guys. Like, you're in the middle of it and they're fucking pushing you back and forth like you're the fucking pinball. It's getting really like, holy shit, man. That song is telling my friends I'm crazy. Well, we're all a little fucking crazy. At least we should be. Because if they tell people like myself that we're crazy, well, it's not that we're crazy, we're enlightened. But I am really getting tired of people like others talking about it, like men talking about it. I was watching on TikTok last night men putting on a TENS machine on their bellies to simulate menstrual cycle for a woman, a period, and to simulate child labor. Like when the woman's in labor stages, you know, try wearing it on your back. Because back labor, whoa, motherfucker, she was painful. Because that's what I had, back labor. Both times. And it's not fun because you really feel like you're going to shit yourself out at the time. And you know, women will be embarrassed of it, but you know, when a woman's giving birth, most of the time she shits while giving birth. And that shouldn't embarrass anyone. Let a man push that out of their body and see if they don't shit themselves. And here comes the old neighborhood cat. Just come out of the woods. He comes up to my window sometimes. It's a black cat comes up to the window and I can hear my cat sometimes like, get out of the yard. Good. Down there walking with the deer. They're all friends. They just get, that consciousness beef with one another. So if you didn't see the rest of my video, my live, and you want to see it, you can see it on the YouTube Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going With Itself. I believe I'm going to leave it there for this week. This is, yeah, should have came up with that. Life is a box of chocolates. And when you look ahead to where you're going, keep in mind why you want to get there. The dreams will pull you towards them if you remember to let them. I was just saying about your dreams. So with that being said, I'm sending on much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting to willing to receive and accept. I want you all to be bold, brave, most importantly, be yourself, be your authentic self, be true to yourself, be kind to yourself, be true and kind to others, and know that you have more strength than you can comprehend at times. Try what I said. Go in front of your camera privately and just talk as if you're talking to the ones that you feel pain towards or ones you want to say something to. Whether it's even you want to give somebody advice that's experiencing the same thing as you, go back and watch it. Because you will see how beneficial it can be. Because that's where you will get to know yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Love you all. Have a great long weekend.